aka Padders, I am here. This is Peter A. DeLuca, another known as Peter Anthony DeLuca. That is me. I am your herald of pop culture, and today, right here, right now, on AKAPAD's Audio Audacity podcast, we are getting into Bone Tomahawk. This is a part of a two episode link series of Craig Zahler. He's just the new Quentin Tarantino. I think he's the Tarantino that, I think if Tarantino could have redirected his career, go back in time, Avengers Endgame style, and took a couple different steps as of what he was doing and why, he would have been this guy. So let's get into it. Let's hit that intro. Intro's quick, and I'll be right back. Welcome back. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for joining me. I appreciate it. I appreciate you. And hey, let me give you a couple things to place on the corkboard of your gray matter, because look, everything within Hollywood. I'm just getting right into it. No anecdotes. Hollywood is falling apart. Film criticism is falling apart. Film criticism is long dead, and Hollywood is in a streaming bloodbath war that it seems like the only winner is going to be consolidation. It's going to be Netflix or Amazon is going to start acquiring these secondary streaming services, and by secondary I mean everything outside of Hulu, Amazon Prime, and Netflix. And there's going to be a consolidation within the next year. I think it's going to happen very quickly. And what do I mean by consolidation? Okay, number one, consolidation, always bad when it comes to business, super bad. Number two, okay, consolidation enforces more control, and we don't want that. When it comes to business and companies, we want more competition. Now, breaking up a company and pushing competition, forcing that company to break up, is not exactly the same thing. And it's, to see some of the effects of that, it takes a while. It takes a long time. So is it a win-win? Is it a lose-lose situation? 1,000%. Okay, it's very hard to determine winners and losers when we break up a big company. But we immediately see losers when it comes to consolidation, and that is the consumer. See, everyone, all these low energy, low level, I'm not going to think about my opinion, geeks out there that have much larger audiences than yours truly. But hey, we're building the AKAPAD army. So I don't want to hear it. These other guys, they want to go on and on about how great it was that Disney bought Fox. It's not. It wasn't great that Disney bought Star Wars. It wasn't great that Disney bought Marvel. Marvel comic books tanked. It's in the toilet. There's all kinds of good reasons for it. Star Wars is at all-time enthusiastic low. Okay? People are not enthusiastic for Star Wars. I think that's the biggest issue. There's all kinds of good conspiracy theories out there. One of them being George Lucas still owns the rights, which is, what were you purchasing? It's a very basic question. You purchase you purchase the house and everything inside the house. Now, Lucas could be getting a small percentage of the original and the new, episodes 1 through 6. We'll just say that could be true. I'm all over the place there, everyone. That could be true. Most likely that makes sense, but him having a controlling percentage stake just isn't the right thing. And anyone that's been involved with IP law, you kind of know that some people are saying, well, they changed the Falcon, with the shield. They changed C3PO, this and that. Okay, That's not enough to get Disney off the hook for paying out Lucas. It's not, but that's regardless. So Disney tanked Star Wars. Just the enthusiasm lost. I think there's little enthusiasm for Marvel Phase 4. So the MCU is in danger. And then we have like the X-Men franchises and Fantastic Four franchises that Disney acquired from Fox. Now, these are the film franchises, okay? The rights. Oh, and if you hear anything, Philly has been in the monsoon all week. I got caught. Oh, hello. Can you hear me? Yes. Oh, I dropped out there for a second. Philly has been in a little bit of a monsoon all week. It's happening right here, right now. So I apologize for some of that. But yeah, and then these geeks just wanted to go into this adulation that the MCU will get the Fantastic Four and X-Men. Like, glory day, like Mount Zion, holy day, okay? But it's not. See, we don't want single companies gaining control of industries, okay? We want competition. We wanted Fox to be put in a position against Disney to improve its films to stay afloat. Okay? Disney just going around buying everything. It's going to create chaos. Okay? And a lot of good people at Fox got let go. And to me, these are the underlying issues. To me, they're very disturbing. They're disheartening. And they're not, I hate to say it, they're a little bit un-American. I'll say it, okay? But anyway, so the end with that frame. But look, that's a little bit of like the Twitter sphere. That's what's happening on the YouTube and the internet is just foregoing conversation, okay? And I will still say, you can think what you want about Marvel Phase 4. It just was a thud to me. And they're trying to say things to make it exciting still. And it's just almost like, oh my God, no, like nothing's really exciting. You have a phase with no discernible direction from your titles alone, and the titles alone should, I remember seeing the Avengers Infinity War logo when they first announced that, and it was just like, it was just like mind-blowing almost. It was like, wow, they're really doing it. And there's going to be a part 1, and there's going to be a part 2. And it literally challenged everything you thought about your geeky self. You know, like it just, everything you thought that was geek in you, it would be like, how more exciting could this get? And here it is. That's, and in a way, Watchmen's designed for that, and so is Dark Crystal. Watchmen to me doesn't look interesting, nor should it exist. That's maybe another topic that will shine over soon. If you follow me on Twitter at AKAPAD, sometimes I put in good blurbs about further detail about some of these quick takes of mine, and Age of Resistance or Dark Crystal Age of Resistance. They have completely missed the mark of what that series should be to the original, to the movie, because the movie is set in a very clear, specific time there's a reason, there's a storytelling reason, and it is ballsy, it is genius. And it's just like straight up 80s where we're just going to do it. Like we're going to figure out how to make a humanless movie, and we're just going to do it. And you're going to love it. You're going to love it. Age of Resistance is the story. People are like, Pete, how can you know? You haven't even seen it yet. Okay, I've seen enough, kids. The story for Age of Resistance is a complete failure when it comes to the mythos created within the movie of the Dark Crystal. How can I get excited for that? I can't. And I get it. They're pushing these visuals. This is finally we get to explore more of the world of the Dark Crystal. That seems to be the hook. The story looks to be garbage. It's lazy. and it doesn't lead into the movie, even the backstory that we know from the movie. This is definitely an upcoming video of mine. I'm sorry. So find me on YouTube at AKAPAD again. Okay. So what do I mean? Isn't it blasphemous to compare filmmakers to Quentin Tarantino? It certainly is. Is it lazy? Is it platitude, low hanging fruit? It is. It comes off as low energy. I criticize a lot of people about being low energy, and just looking at the career of Tarantino, he went into genre filmmaking. And he went into, and people say he did it Quentin's way. Okay, sure, whatever. Like, he did it the way he likes to do it, the way he's allowed, the way he gets away with. And Craig S. Zahler, or S. Craig Zahler, this dude is a certifiable madman. He makes metal albums, like multiple ones. I think he has like 8 of them. He's written like 4 to 5 novels. And Bone Tomahawk was kind of like his writing, directorial, and composing debut. And great cast, great idea, simple. And it's genre. It fits right into cowboy. It's a cowboy movie. It's one of the best modern day cowboy movies. I haven't, it took me a while between episodes here because I wanted to watch it, and then I watched it. I watched it twice because even the title, like the title cuts glass. The title is so good, and it's almost like, yes, these troglodytes that are in this movie have a bone. They use bone tomahawks. Their weapons are bones. It's just masterful. And so, what's the plot of the movie? Okay, the movie begins with a throat cutting. So no spoilers there. Okay, and we have these 2 rogues. One of them's the clown from the Devil's Rejects movie. I always forget that guy's name, and the other one is David Arquette. And they're slicing the throats of some, prospectors or people coming into town, and they're robbing them. And then they stumble into the lair, we'll say, of these troglodytes, these cannibals. And one of them gets killed and one escapes. And then, the movie kind of builds into a kidnapping where, the searchers, and very much they have to go into this unknown region that and we don't know what's ahead of them, and they're going to hit obstacles along the way, but they have to go. It's a rescue mission. They have to go rescue the girl, and that's the movie. And along the way, we have some Mexicans that might want to treasure Sarah Madre. We don't need no stinking badges type of scene, which was masterfully handled, by the way. And we have sudden violence, which is a S. Craig Zahler trademark now. His sudden violence is maybe some of the best. It's maybe some of the, and what do I mean? It's not glorified, but it's sudden, and you see the effects of it immediately. The camera doesn't turn away, but you see it, and it's not it's meant for shock value, but it stays with you. And everyone with this movie kind of goes into detail about there's one cannibal scene where the troglodytes. They're not Indians. They're not Native Americans. They're troglodytes, and they basically rip someone to pieces, and pour his intestines out. And it's so well done. It's so well thought out. It's scary. And it's a little bit even heartwarming. What do I mean? Because it's a scene between men, okay, and it's we're not done here yet. We have to wake up. Like, like the one dude's like asleep, but it's like, wake up, and they're trying something, they're going to do something, wake up, and we gotta get out of here, we have to try and get out of here, wake up, and that scene just sticks with you. And there's a lot of other scenes like that. Okay, part of the cast. This movie is so well stacked, and I apologize if I'm all over the place with this. It's only because there's like a real passion I have for this type of filmmaking, because it is gritty, it is dirty, and dare I say it, it's masculine. It's masculine. Okay, and there is a draw, there's a perfection to that angle when it comes to storytelling. Setting out to make a masculine movie, you're setting out to streamline your story in such a way that it's hard to do at any other baseline. It really is. And you're like, Pete, what the hell are you talking about? I'm talking Alien, I'm talking Predator, I'm talking Terminator. These movies are as great and were able to be perfected just within concept and presentation, because they're masculine driven. It's one of those baselines, rails, and it's so easy to place things on that rail if you're careful enough and thoughtful enough, and you can weave it. And I hate it. Maybe it's scientific. I think it's scientific, but look, we have Patrick Wilson. So Patrick Wilson from the Conjuring movies. Recently Aquaman. He played King Orn. I guess he was king for a very short time in that movie, and I loved Aquaman, by the way. And we have the great Kurt Russell. This is one of his better modern day performances. Matthew Fox and Richard Jenkins, the father from Step Brothers. And Richard Jenkins plays this old deputy that isn't dumb, but he's simple, and he's old, but he's not like retarded, like they kind of portray. Like all these westerns kind of always have like a retard. But anyway, but this guy's not any of that. And don't you ever use that term. It's bad if you say that word. It's bad. You're a bad person. Don't repeat Uncle Peter over here. So along the way, this troop, we get some dissection of motivation, of intentions, like no real revelations, but it's trial because Patrick Wilson's character has like a bum leg. And I love it because it's, I was just watching Project X with a friend of mine this weekend because we went out for a complete rager just past Saturday. Complete bug nuts rager. See, when people are like, Pete, do you go on vacation? Do you like travel like you used to? Do you go on vacations like you used to anymore? And my answer is usually no, because I literally feel like I'm living a vacation, and my weekends are so big sometimes, like Friday night going into like Monday morning. It's vacation zone right there. So, like that's what happens when you live in the city of 1.5 million people and you love life. It's just what happens. I'm sorry. I don't need to go to like the Bahamas and live it up in some weird way. Okay? No, I'm living it up right now, kids. Try and keep up. And we were watching Project X, and I realized while I was watching Project X 2 is the ultimate kid party movie. It really is. It's perfection in that genre. And in Project X, there's a scene where they run into like the local college drafted baseball player, like semi-famous, locally famous baseball player, when they're at the grocery store, and he blows them off when they tell him about the party. But then when he realizes who's talking to him, he's like, "Oh, that's your party. Oh yeah, I'm going." And then it's like he's like, "You know what? Don't worry about anything. I'm gonna bring girls, and I'm gonna bring all the alcohol you need." And the movie doesn't address young kids getting alcohol. Like they removed the trope so early. They moved the trope is out. Okay. And then we can focus on something else, because like there is a like an audience expectation. I think the audiences are programmed with a lot of these movies nowadays, where you have to like subvert expectations within the thread of the plot, though. Okay, not in concept. Okay, you fail every time you try and convert expectations within concept and presentation. You subvert expectations within the plot, and there's good reasons for that, to why that works and one doesn't. So how does Bone Tomahawk kind of emulate a little bit of Project X? Well, it takes away the hey, I'm going to get injured along the way trope, because Patrick Wilson's character already has a bum leg. So what's the? I'm sorry. So sorry about that, everyone. A little bit, still having intermittent audio issues, and I do my best to make a perfect recording for all of you. But yeah, so the Patrick Wilson subverts the trope easily right out of the gate. It's set up to, like, one of the first scenes we have with Patrick Wilson is kind of like about the bum leg. And this movie just says, well, we're going to just put that character in the beginning and he's going to go on the journey and then we're going to begin. And it's awesome because, like, as an audience member, your mind doesn't go there. Your mind's not like, oh, which one of these guys is going to fall down like a well? Which one of these guys is going to, get shot or something and then, be 50% through the rest of the journey, and they're going to argue about keeping up and all these other things. Now, Patrick Wilson keeping up does come into play, but it's way more, like, it's just way more thoughtful and artful, and I'll say deliberate. It's deliberate within the intentions. And that's what really grows here. It's the intent of the film. So, what would I argue about the intent? It's very simple. The intent of this film is to entertain. That's it. Wow, this rain's really coming down. It's to entertain. Okay, and it's not to give you a gotcha ending. It's to give you a complete ending. And it's for you to leave as an audience member. Like, holy crap. Okay? This guy understands how to make a movie. All of his movies end this way. I think it's masterful. And I do believe if post Reservoir Dogs, Quentin Tarantino, I think if you could take back Jackie Brown, he would. I think if you could go into like a Inglourious Basterds, a Kill Bill, Django Unchained, even... Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, and do a genre movie, right? Like, I don't know. Because Tarantino seems to only want to make genre movies. He wants to make, like, Death Proof. He wants to make a sci-fi movie. That's why he's flirting so much with Star Trek. Zahler is that guy, and he's the filmmaker. Okay? He's an auteur. Okay, and when you watch a movie with him, you're watching a designed product. Okay, he has things figured out. He has a pipeline, and he has a voice that he's communicating to you. And look, his material is good because he gets nothing but top actors. I mean, again, the cast for this movie is stacked. Matthew Fox in this movie, this might be my favorite role outside of Jack from Lost from Matthew Fox. He's so good in this movie. He's so freaking good. And it's like you're afraid of him, and you kind of love him. And he's a little bit like Val Kilmer in Tombstone. He has a little bit of that, and I love it. But look, everyone, watch this movie. Let me know what you think. Communicate with me. Reach out to me on social media, AKAPAD, all over the place. Instagram, though, AKAPAD13. But we would mostly talk on Twitter, so hit me up on Twitter or find me on Facebook with AKAPAD13 also. It's either, okay, I take it back. It's either AKAPAD or AKAPAD13. Don't forget about my upcoming Indiegogo comic book, Trial by Fire. That is coming up super soon. I know I've been teasing it for a while, but hey, I like things to be good. I like things to be somewhat perfect. I'm a perfectionist. But hey, go out there, create, rock and roll, be eclectic, and I love you.